This is Orangutan speaking from Mooney the Sly's SMP server, or Realm. I'll be doing a quick server tour for friends and family to check out. And I'll be showing you around the spawn base here, and then I will head on over to my starter base, the Black Tower, and then pay a quick visit to the starter base set up by another friend who's on the server by the name of Expedition Fairy. So, starting from the spawn base, so it was originally set up as a communal starter base for everybody. Now it serves more as a safe place to hang out in case you respawn without a bed. But this is where we started mining to get materials, where we would come together to hang out before we each went off in our own direction. This was also, of course, the spawn chunks, so this is where some of the early farms were set up, which many of them aren't working anymore because they haven't really been maintained, but they certainly produced some very valuable materials early on. We have a server totem pole also for all of the members. And we still maintain some materials in case people need them, and some villager trading, and a little shack up here that has the spawn base nether portal. I'll be going into nether stuff in a second recording, but for now, that's really most of what there's to see at the spawn base. There's some other projects that have, been started and haven't really gone anywhere. But the next stop is going to be the Black Tower. One of the first things that I did, once I'd picked out a site anyway, was to set up these convenient road markers. I also traveled north a bit to hunt down some horses, back when that was the most convenient way around, so I figured I would give a sense of what travel was like back then for this first video. I set up these nice road markers to lead from the spawn base over to mine. And what you can see here is the Black Tower coming into view. There's also an unfinished project behind it, which is probably going to stay unfinished. Tried to build a large project before we had Elytra, and that did not go terribly well. But I have my stable here with some horses. I had started breeding some llamas. Got my pet slimes, Blobby and Oozy. Set up animal resources down here. An automatic chicken generator, which has not really been doing much because I haven't been keeping these chunks loaded. I set up some nice farming, set up some bees that I haven't been taking care of. And of course, the heart of any base is the storeroom / workshop. And more recently, I added an Elytra platform up here, which we'll be seeing later on. But I think the best part of this base project was the 16 furnace super smelter that I put together, which not only supplies the furnaces at double speed, but also is automatically fueled by a bamboo farm down here, which served as actually the main super smelter on the server early on. And I'd forgotten how slow climbing this ladder is, which goes to show how long it is since I've been around this base. But so this actually was pretty effective. It also has a low fuel warning and a full reserve warning. It would shut off the bamboo farm automatically as soon as the supply was full. I kept my villagers in apartments here, which was moderately convenient, but I've moved away from that since. The other main attraction is the Black Tower. This is the basement of the Black Tower, which is where I was growing nether wart. Was doing my brewing in here. And then up at the top is where I had my enchanting room, which is a build I'm actually fairly proud of. It's nice and modular so that you can have multiple options for each item. Makes it easier to tune what enchantments you get. And down this hallway over here, I'd deliberately chosen a spot that had 2 mountains side by side, so I could do a sky bridge from one to the other. This is where my nether portal is set up. And then of course I never really got around to finishing it, because other projects took priority, which I will get into in a later video. But having seen all that, oh, and of course the zombie villager trapping system. So having seen all that, I think the next stop is going to be Exposition Fairy's base, or her first base. Oh. Heading on over to Exposition Fairy's place. Another one of the early projects we did was setting up this path between my place and hers. This is just my tree farm. And so we built a series of bridges and a few path stones. And as you're going to see, the style of the bridges evolved as we went along. We actually started out near her end, came down this way. Oh, sorry, horsey. And since there were several bridges, we built them in sort of a blend of styles, where towards my end it was mainly my influence, and over at her end, as we move in that direction, you can see the style blending from one to the other. This is sort of the middle bridge here. We also tried to blend the style in with the location, so, you know, this is a spruce village, so the bridge is very cobble and sprucey. And as you may have noticed, there's something in the background here. This is our drowned farm, which we wanted to have some tridents, and so I'd never tried building a river-based drowned farm before. And so that was our first really big joint project, which took us a few days. especially figuring out how to get the drowned pathing to actually work out right. So this here is her tower. This is the first thing that she built in survival. She's much more of an aesthetic builder than I am. I have to give her props for that. But I also talked her into putting in things like arrow slits for getting creepers away from your front door and all those early days survival tricks that we've learned down the years. But when I say that she's more of an aesthetic builder than me, what I mean is I usually wouldn't go quite this fancy with a concrete plant. It's a standard design, but it's very effective. It was the main concrete plant that we had early on. That drowned farm is mainly made from concrete, so we got a lot of use out of it. But she has a style that I really like. And you can see that style show up also with her creeper farm, which was very effective, and sugarcane farm, which was also very effective. So she really provided basically all of the rockets early on once we got Elytra going. And that is kind of the main bulk of the server. I'll head back across the bridges so you can get another look at them. But in my next video, which will be coming at some point down the line, I will go into the projects that we've got built in the Nether, which there are a few of. And after that, I will continue the server tour with the somewhat larger scale bases that we've started working on, and some of the more far-flung farms that we've set up as well. And so I will cut off here, and thank you for watching. Hope you tune in for the next one.